What does it mean to Sam Darnold to beat Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, I know Sam personally from USC. I don't think
he was, by the way, a freshman when you were a
He was a freshman
senior,
when I was
right?
a senior,
Okay.
and we would finish first-team offense. I'd go down and watch scout team when he was over there, and I knew right away this kid was special. He could spin it. But I don't think this game means anything more to Sam Darnold. I don't think it means anything more to Baker Mayfield either. I mean, both of them are going into this game going up against a nameless, faceless opponent. They want to win this game. Now, if they're playing against the Panthers or they're playing against one of their former teams, it might mean a little bit more, especially to Baker. We know how he kind of has that Tom Brady type mentality to where he wants to find an enemy on the field. But I don't think this is a game for them as people see it as prove who's better. Who's Carolina going to miss the most? Who should have been the number 1 overall pick? I don't think they see it this way. And Baker also said when he was asked in the media, they said, do you guys reminisce on the good old days in Carolina? And he followed up and said, the good old what? He said, the good old days. And he said, obviously not. No, we don't talk about that. And they're also really good friends.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't, because in Carolina, Baker was 1-5 as a starter and Sam Darnold was 4-7. And they both had a tough time in Carolina. But I do think that was great for both of them. I think it turned around their careers. They needed that adversity in that moment. And that's something they can relate on when they play in this game or when they go forward in their careers, is that, like you mentioned, Baker was the number 1 overall pick in 2018. Sam Darnold was the number 3 overall pick. They don't get to their second contract. Then they go to Carolina. They bounce around to some other teams. They're struggling. And now they have found a perfect home. And that's something they can reminisce on. I think that's so important. I'm excited for both of them. They both got paid too, which is life-changing money. So that is something they can talk about. But I will say this, looking at this game as a whole, this game has big implications in the NFC. Both teams are 3-1. Right now, the Buccaneers are first in the NFC South, and second is the Falcons at 2-2. They already won head-to-head, so if they win this game, they will continue to solidify their spot at the top of the NFC South. But for the Seahawks, it gets a little more interesting because they're in a 3-way tie right now in first place with Kinsey's 49ers and Gill's Rams. And if they go out and win this game, they can at least guarantee a tie in first place after this. If they lose, though, they could be in either a 2-way or a 3-way tie in the NFC West, and that's because the Cardinals are 2-2 and they play the Titans. I expect them to win that game, and whoever loses between those two teams will also be at a 3-2 mark, so they'll be tied. So again, I don't think both of them are looking at it as, okay, I got to go beat Sam Darnold, I got to go beat Baker Mayfield, but there are big implications. This game could have a major impact in the playoffs when we look back at the end of the season.
You want to go?
Let me take a Skip.
Yes, sir.
I'll take it, Skip. I think it's always a hidden rivalry with the guys in your draft class. You know what I'm saying? I remember the guys in my draft class. I still remember them. The guys who went first round with me.
Did DBs go ahead of you?
Who was it? Who you say?
Did a DB go ahead of you?
Yeah, DRC went ahead of me, and Leotis McKelvin went ahead of me.
You remember? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It was a couple of them. Jenkins from South Florida went ahead of me to the Cowboys. I always wanted to have better numbers than them guys. I did end up with better numbers than them guys.
If you do say so yourself.
DRC had a nice career, though. I will
did.
say that. DRC, he is a underrated corner in our league, man. He had a great career, but numbers not quite like mine, though, Skip. You know what I'm saying? But it's always a hidden rivalry with the guys in your draft class, man. But they 1-1 when they faced each other. And I don't think the question is, does Sam Darnold feel like he got to beat Baker? I don't feel like he do, though, because he don't really feel like Baker is superior to him. I feel like they got real similar careers. They won number 1, number 3, trash at the beginning. That? I think so, because they were both.
We've never talked about Sam Darnold on this couch. We talked about Baker Mayfield.
But their careers are really pretty much the same. They was wrote off by their first team. They kind of veterans now, finding their way in the league. You know what I'm saying? They both leading playoff teams as of right now. So I don't feel like he'd look at Baker as superior to him. Like, if he looked at Baker as superior to him, it might be like, I got to beat Baker. He was the number 1 pick. He 2-0 against me. He's always better, but I don't feel like that's the case.
What do you always talk about? What did you do in the postseason? What's Baker done in the postseason versus Sam Darnold?
But Baker ain't done shit in the postseason.
2 playoff wins. That works. Yeah. Sam Darnold played 1 playoff game and was atrocious in it.
I don't feel like Baker done anything in the playoffs that makes Sam Darnold feel like I got to go get him. You ain't winning no chips. You ain't made it to no conference championship
Baker
games.
Mayfield has the highest quarterback rating in postseason history.
But that ain't going to make him, I got to go get Baker. He got the highest postseason rating in garbage time when they getting their ass whooped. He checked the ball down very well. Like, he don't care about that. When I played Baker, we're 1-1. You know what I'm saying? So, do he want to win the game? Yes. Do I gotta go beat Baker? No.
So I hear a little Baker hate in your answer, just a little bit.
Skip, I don't hate Baker. Skip, you hate Aaron Rodgers.
I
don't hate
hate
Baker.
I'm going to get you a shirt that says, I hate Baker Mayfield.
That's a different. I get it.
I personally don't know what the beef is about. I mean, it's not like
It's
it shouldn't be no beef.
It's no
The
beef.
fact that
there is.
that they're fighting for recognition of they were supposed to be 1, 2, or 3. They were 1 and 3. If we rewind, obviously they wouldn't. It'd be what Lamar or Josh Allen.
Yep.
Right? So those are the guys that surpass you guys. You guys are fighting for 3rd, 4th, and 5th best in your class, if that. So, I don't see it as a rivalry or, we're friends and we just want to beat each other. Or we just want to see who has the better year at this point. But, when it comes to comparing, what are you guys comparing? You guys are not the best in your class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saquon is in that class too. So
Yep.
if we redid it, I mean, what, late 1st round, maybe 2nd? Who the fuck knows? But,
Definitely not.
We know
number
y'all
one.
not 1, 2, or 3. I can tell you that for sure.
Somebody would take Baker in the 1st round if you redid it. Somebody.
He'd probably be the 3rd quarterback picked.
He would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. All right. So if I turn back the clock to before that draft, and you make very good points about this, I didn't see Lamar coming. I thought he'd be a 2nd-round pick, and they took him bottom 1st. I definitely didn't see Josh Allen coming because I didn't get to watch him. I saw one game, I said it the other day on the show. I saw him play Iowa, and he was a disaster against Iowa, but it was Wyoming versus Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay, so I give you those two, but the league didn't really see them coming, I don't think, because all I heard about before that draft was Sam Darnold versus Baker, and Sam was, as you recall, the people's choice.
Yeah, he was.
All the media pundits, all the evaluators, all the GMs, Sam was the guy. And I thought Baker was the guy, and not because I'm from Oklahoma City. I just thought he could play, and I thought he just had that competitor in him that was going to win a lot of football games in the National Football League. You think he's kind of an overachiever, and maybe there is some of that going on, but he can sling it, man. When he gets in a groove, and he can move better than people gave him credit for. Sam was bigger, Sam was more prototype, but Sam would turn the ball over in big moments at SC. So I pushed hard for Baker. And what happened, I'm going to give you Exhibit A, and to your point about who's taking this more personally or seriously, I agree with you. Baker likes him. He does like Sam. But Baker does have that psycho thing going on in him. It's a little Brady. I'm not saying he's Brady. It's a little Jordan. I'm definitely not saying he's Jordan.
Yeah.
But he looks for a chip on his shoulder. He just looks for some reason to hate the guy on the other sideline. He did it at Oklahoma. Every game there was something where he'd get his mad on about something or somebody on the other team. He will take this personally to beat Sam Darnold. And here's Exhibit A. When they were both rookies, remember, Baker gets thrown into a place you know all too well, the clown show that is the Cleveland Browns. And they had lost, or they hadn't lost, they hadn't won a game for 19 straight games when Tyrod was starting against Sam Darnold. This is September 20th of 2018. They're both rookies, and Tyrod got hurt late in the first half, and Baker got thrown into the fire against the Jets and Sam Darnold. And Baker just lit up the night. Because I think he wanted to show Sam Darnold, I was legit number one. I'm better than you are. And he goes 17 of 23 in the second half for 201 yards, had a QBR of 94, and Sam had a long, hard night, wound up with a QBR 32, and Baker brought them all the way back to win 21-17, and when he was inserted, they were down 14-0. Okay, that's Baker Mayfield. I think he showed you right there on his opening night, his first shot, that he's that guy because he's better than Sam. Now, they did play a second time in COVID. It was in December 27th at the end of the year, and Baker went in with both hands tied behind his back because he didn't have Odell, he didn't have Jarvis Landry. He didn't have Rashad Higgins. He didn't have Njoku. He didn't have Donovan Peoples-Jones. They were just playing with nobody, and both quarterbacks were horrible, but Baker was a little worse. And Sam did win the game 23-16. So I'll give you that one, but I'm going to put a big asterisk beside it. So what did we see? You were saying both have found a home now. Well, I thought Sam had found a home in Minnesota. And with that Vikings defense last year, they go 14-3. And I'm thinking, wow, what was he getting carried by the Vikings defense? I think he mostly was. No?
No, I think it was right place, wrong time.
Wrong time?
If he was there a year prior, if he didn't get there and they hadn't just drafted J.J. McCarthy in the first round, there's no question in my mind that they would have
gone forward?
Sam Darnold and kept him as a
I know,
quarterback.
but sometimes somebody comes along who's so good, you just say, hell with the draft pick. We just got to keep this guy. If he's that good, but what happened in the playoff game?
Yeah, in the last two games, really. The last two games,
he wasn't very good.
Two big games.
Yeah, those were two big games. I get it. I just didn't think at the time it was enough. I mean, he was probably the number one free agent going into that offseason.
Yeah.
Teams were trying to sign him. But I think it was, if JJ wasn't there and they hadn't just drafted him, I think he would have stayed.
I think it was, if he would have did something in those big games, then he would have stayed. He didn't, so we might as well move on.
And you think they keep him, though, and just say, hey, we're going to cut our ties already with JJ and make him be a backup and try to trade him?
He's like in the Jordan Love type of situation.
Exactly.
Let's ride with him for 3-4 years.
But the problem with that is Aaron Rodgers with the end of his career. Sam Darnold was 27, potentially entering the prime of his career after that season.
Yeah,
that was
you
his
ride
best
with him
year.
and see what he's going to do for the next 3-4 years. If he win us 2 chips, hooray. We can go 2 chips and then let's go with the young guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can still ride with, no matter how old he is. You can ride with him for 3-4 years if he had done something in big games.
But I think if he wins a couple chips in 2-3 years, they sign him to another 2 or 3, 4 years, and now you've got to go get J.J. McCarthy out of there and try to get some trade value for him or anything. I just think that was the biggest reason.
Yeah.
Sam was entering his prime. Rodgers was already on his way out of Green Bay when they drafted Jordan Love. Not on his way out, but they knew that he was towards the end of
regardless
his
of what
line.
you'd have did with JJ, if he would have beat the Lions and then got him to the NFC chip, he'd still be in Minnesota.
You think that would have kept him regardless?
Regardless.
I don't think so. I think he did enough throughout that year, put up big-time numbers, played well, was a game away from being the number 2 seed in the NFC in the playoffs.
But he didn't do enough in the big game, so move on from him.
All right.
Yeah. So just for the record, against the Rams in that playoff game, he got sacked 9 times, went deer in headlights all too often. He threw a pick, lost a fumble, had a QBR of 12, which is really pathetic, scale 0 to 100. And I just think they said, that's enough of that. And that made it very easy to make that choice. All right, so now I want to know, Cody, who wins the game? Because Baker's, this is going to be tough for Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to ride with my guy Sam. I think Seattle is going to win this game. They're hot right now. The Bucs are coming off of a loss. They look good in the second half, but I do think Seattle ends up winning this game. I think they're going to get the job done. They've looked good so far this year, and I know they lost a head-to-head against the 49ers, but since that game,
17,
they've been playing well. And Sam's been hot. They beat the Steelers. They go to Pittsburgh and win that game, and I know there was a fluke kickoff return and all that. Might have added a factor in it, but I think Sam Darnold and the Seahawks win this game.
I don't know why this is funny to me. To listen to like the past of what we were supposed to be. like you guys, they're not the top 2 quarterbacks in their draft to be even having this conversation about if I beat you, I'm better than you. Like we had a career. Obviously, Baker Mayfield has had a better career so far, even though he almost was out of the league, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They have
one is trying to stay in the league.
Sam too, though.
One is like, they're both right there at 27, 28 now, right? So whoever y'all fighting for 27, 28 in that draft, if we redo it, that's the conversation we're having.
No, that's the biggest point.
That's the conversation we're having. We're not who is better between the two of us. We're saying who would be we're battling like, I should have been number one. No.
It would be if both of those guys were still in Cleveland and the other one was in New York. Yeah. Then we would be talking about who made the right decision. Should Cleveland have taken Sam? Did Baker going 1, was that the wrong choice? But the fact, to Gil's point, that they have bounced around so much, that's why I say I don't think either one of them see this as who's the best guy. You know, this is a
The
revenge
media
game
just
for
talking
both
about
of
it
them.
because they
It's
happy
not.
for them guys. Man. See, a number
Yeah.
one
That's
pick
what it meant.
and
Like-
the number 3 pick,
Yeah.
they finally
They're
turned in the
finally
corner.
there.
Guys are finally turned in the
Yeah,
corner,
feel good
man.
for
It's
you.
just happy for them guys.
Feel good
Let's
for
go.
him.
I don't like to always pick against the Bucs, Skip, but I think Seattle gonna get it done.
Yeah.
It's
Baker hate. That's what.
I'm just saying
Baker
it's a
hate.
long trip.
I don't think you ever
It's a
picked the
long
Bucs.
trip. The Bucs are always in a situation that I think they're gonna lose. At least at the beginning of the season, they have been.
Seattle's
they got to
the
take
favorite
that
right
long
now.
fight,
It's
5-hour
long.
trip.
I think it's the longest trip you. Except
Anytime-
for Miami. which
Yeah.
are-
Anytime it's a 5-hour trip involved, just expect me to bet on the home team.
Okay. Seattle's a 3.5 favorite. So what do you have, Gil? Seahawks? Bucks.
Bucks.
You have the Bucks?
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
We're dividing in the ridge. I know where you're going.
They're the division. So why do I want them to win?
Yeah.
I want us to win tonight so we could.
Very biased take.
It's a personal.
That is just
Gil is
personal.
only
Like,
thinking about
what
the
I want
Rams.
them to win for.
Okay.
Let's weed out some of these bad teams.
Okay, that's your heart speaking. What's your head telling?
Yeah, your head.
Same.
Oh, no, so my 3 teams are Rams, Bucks,
Oh, that's right. You like the Bucs.
and
Okay.
Little brothers.
no, I gotta change it. So I gotta change it to Commanders.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, it kind of changed. It was called Washington at first. It's, you know, it's,
I have a
it's
hard
confusing.
time with that too. I
Yeah.
agree.
You know, so.
All right, so
Commanders.
your heart is telling you everywhere to go Bucs.
Baker, I'm going Baker.
Okay. All right.
Where are you going, Skip?
So
I'm with you.
Come on now.
okay, so
We know
here's
it's
the
getting-
point about Seattle. The defense is legit.
Legit.
Yeah.
I think he can coach. The head coach can coach defense. I never know about offense with him, but they're number 2 in points allowed. Even though you can question the quality of the wins at Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers is
It's the
washed.
NFL
He's
now.
washed.
It's the
He's
NFL now,
washed. I'm
Skip.
sorry, but they did beat New Orleans 44-13, and at Arizona, I'm still not sold on what Kyler's doing at this point, and it was 23-20.
Division game, though.
Yeah, it was a division
Still
game, and
tough
it's a
to win
good
those.
win. It's
Yeah.
a good road win in the division. I give you that. Baker is going to be without his 2 best weapons because there's no Mike Evans and there is no Bucky Irving this time. He hurt his foot, and he is an igniter for them,
Yeah.
both running it and catching it.
Yeah.
He leads them in catches, does Bucky Irving. So Baker's got down 2 weapons. Godwin just got back, and he looked about half of himself last week. So can Godwin, with Ibuka, the rookie, who could be the offensive rookie of the year, Sterling Shepard, Kate Otten.
Don't do
I
it,
know.
Skip.
Okay, here's my point, though. I'm going to stick with what I said before the draft.
All right.
Never flip Skip. That's what they call me.
Never flip.
Never flip
Hey.
Skip.
Never flip.
I like that.
The
Never
loyal
flip.
man.
I just think this is going to be a really close game, fairly low scoring, and that Sam Darnold will press in the 4th quarter and make a crucial mistake because that's what he's made of. No offense to your friend, but
No.
that's
no
what
offense.
he's made
Hey,
of.
it's all business.
All the
He's
offense.
a turnover
Fuck
machine,
that
is
guy.
what Skip's saying. He's a turnover machine.
He's
He'll
going to
cough
like
it
he
up.
did against the Rams in the playoffs, Skip?
Yeah, cough it up.
When it matters, he'll cough it. And it might be a sack fumble. It might be a what are you doing pick. But he'll make one mistake that will allow Baker to make one big late play. And I'm going to go, can Baker get to 24 against this defense? That would be spectacular without those 2 weapons.
Yeah.
I say he does. I'm going to go 24-22 visiting team. And
Tough.
I like that.
That's
Okay.
a great
I
win
thought
for
he
him.
was setting up the flip on the.
I know. I was like,
just
I
don't-
never flip, but
Yeah, that
Never
was
flip,
good.
Skip.
wow, we
Yeah.
got a divided arena. Okay,
Yeah.
we are going to find out. So you think Sam Darnold's going to choke, and Baker's going to be the clutchest quarterback
that
in the
sums
league?
it up.
You think Baker
versus-
gonna
No,
do
that's,
it?
not what it, that's what it is so far on.
He
The
took a
facts
week
is the
off
facts.
last week. He
One
already took a
coughs
week
it
off
up.
last week, right? He finna redeem himself this week. Another clutch play.
You saying he choked last week?
I'm just saying he wasn't that clutch in the clutch last week.
Well, his pass got tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's part of it, Skip. That's-
Well, that's not
That
Not
D
clutch
lineman,
enough.
that D lineman is saying I tipped the pass.
It was
You
actually-
saying it got tipped.
It was actually the safety coming up. I think he was spying. It was
Yeah, but
blanket chip.
that's what he's saying. I tipped that pass.
Yeah.
It ain't
okay.
just get tipped like I
Okay,
made
but
a play.
that doesn't make Baker unclutch.
Hey man, hey.
Hey, and in the last
If I
drive,
trip, if I'm guarding the guy in the 4th quarter and I trip, I see the ball perfectly and I'm gonna pick it off and I trip, that make me lost the play, Skip. It don't matter why.
But trip is one thing. To have a pass deflected is another thing. And that's just bad luck.
Yeah, you never had to play that side of the ball.
It's the
you know?
same look.
I should have used that on the block when I got blocked trying to hit a game winner. It's not me. He blocked it.
Yeah.
He blocked the shit.
Gil would have made that. Gil's clutch.
If he wouldn't have jumped and blocked it,
Okay, how many passes will Blankenship tip this year at the line of scrimmage?
We don't know.
No
he
more.
got one. He got one.
He got one. That's all.
He on pace for 4, 8. He on pace for 4.
Yeah. No.
All right, we're going to find out how clutch Baker is. I know we've been talking about it a lot. Let's talk about some drama. Akeem likes to say the receiver.